Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, and welcome to another edition of, or actually the first edition of Getting the Grandkids on the Bus too early in the morning with Jim. So I'm actually over at my grandkids' house and my job this morning because their parents had to go to school. Their parents had to go to work. I get up at 3:30 in the morning and come over here and put the kids on the bus. So I'm getting ready to wake them up in just a minute. And I love how all my, hey Hans, I love how all my European and English folks and everybody's like here, but in the U.S. they're not. Good morning, Jason. So basically, I want to talk to you real quick about something we were talking about yesterday in my with my staff. And we were talking about, hey, what's the difference between your identity, hush puppy, what's the difference between your identity and your attractive character? Because I think people confuse the two. And so here's how I look at it. Your identity is who you see yourself to be. And so your identity can have a bunch of different elements to it. It can be private, it can be personal, but it's who you see yourself to be, as opposed to your attractive character, which is what you put out into the world with the intention of drawing people to you that you want to be part of your tribe. Now, I'm going to tell you something that people may or may not agree with, but it is easier if your identity and your attractive character are basically the same thing, because then you don't have to remember, hey, get down. Down. I got these mutts are going nuts on me. Mutts going nuts. It is easier because you don't have to remember what you were like or what you have to be like with certain people. And so my thing has been, it's always been, hey, love me, hate me, there's no money in the middle. But you may want to keep some parts of your identity more private than others. Not really saying in particular. One of the things that I've had people tell me, hey Jim, I know you're really into guns and stuff like that, and that might turn some people off. Well, you know what? If it turns some people off, okay, then something else I'm going to do is going to turn them off. So your attractive character is important. Your identity is important. Some people can keep them very separate. I guess I'm not that smart, so I pretty much just do me. And if my identity creates an attractive character for you, then great. And if it doesn't, you'll probably move on somewhere else. So that's really the difference. And I think it's important to understand the difference because it can create confusion. It can create stress within you. So just be careful of that, be cognizant of that, and use it to your advantage. So not sure if this was the best, but the best I could do this early in the morning after being up since 3 o'clock. But I just wanted to share that with you. Your identity is who you see yourself to be. Your attractive character is what you put out for other people to see to attract your tribe. And in my opinion, your life will be a lot easier if you have those two being either the exact same thing or pretty darn close to the pretty darn close to the same. So Jason just asked, give an example of where you've seen it being done badly. I think I'm not going to give you a specific example, but what it can do is create, okay, I'll say it this way. I don't know, you see people, like when I go speak at conferences, and people will walk up to my wife or they'll walk up to my friends, or when we do my cruise, and my buddy Dexter, who has been my best friend for like 22 years, will come up and ask something like, hey, is Jim really like this in real life? And to a person, and they'll ask my mom and dad, because my mom and dad are there, is Jim really like this in real life? And they will all tell them either, oh yeah, this is exactly what Jim is like at home, or actually what you see is a toned down version of Jim. So where I've seen it go wrong is you see people that are one way in public and one way in their private life, but then you will see where you can only keep that dividing line up for so long, and then something's going to happen and you're going to see a chink in the armor. And people are always looking for inconsistencies as well. They're watching, and I don't think they're doing it consciously and subconsciously as well. So where it can get you into trouble is you have this public persona, you have this you're trying to create a character that you can't sustain. And so you'll see people that crash and burn. The difference between that identity and their attractive character is so big that eventually they just implode. So I'm not going to name specific people, but it's like Sean just said, people are watching. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're watching and they're paying attention. They watch to see if your stories ever change. That's the funny thing, is that people think, oh, I've already told this story. I've already shared this story and nobody wants to hear it again. No, people actually want to hear the story again to see if you tell it the same way, because they're looking for inconsistencies. So, I hope that answers your question, Jason. That's I don't have enough caffeine in me yet this morning, but that's really my take on that. Is where I see it done badly is where there's so much division between the identity and the attractive character that they just can't sustain it, and people are looking for holes and chinks in your armor. So anyway, appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to try and get some work done. And yes, you do, Sean. You need to start telling more of your stories. And I want to talk about that. That's actually what I'm going to talk about at Funnel Hacking Live. Any of you guys going to be at Funnel Hacking Live? The most powerful stories you can tell are your own. I'm learning that and relearning that and reinforcing that and stuff. But the most powerful stories you can tell are your own. It's in the end, that's really all you've got. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go because I gotta go get the youngins up. Y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye, everybody.